Gentlemen, and welcome to today's JV baseball game between your St. Christopher Saints and the Mills Godwin Eagles. JV baseball team has done quite well this year, starting off 5-1. They've had a couple games canceled due to weather, so they still have some room to improve, and they can do that in their future games that will hopefully get rescheduled because this team is very talented. As we see Robbie Boykin start out with one ball. Start off with a 1-1 count. Robbie Boykin has been a phenomenal pitcher for the Saints. Saints have a lot of pitchers, including Sterling Austin and Jake Flippin. And Boykin will get the start today as he starts out with the 1-2 count and looking to retire his first batter. Winds up, that's a good hit. And Maxwell scoops it up, and that will be an out for the Saints. Good start for the Saints as Adam Clark and Max Wallace made that play. And that was Kyle Berkeley who got out. And now will be a 0-1 count for Boykin as Chance Muir is up at the plate. A little to the right as it will be a 1-1 count now. You got a swing of that, but that will be a foul ball. So that'll be strike 2 from Muir. As Boykin is also a football player for the Saints. Two-sport athlete. And that will be another foul ball. So there'll still be a 1-2 count. As Boykin is starting off very well in this game. Saints have only lost one game on the season. And that will be another foul ball, and that will go right out into the street. Hopefully didn't hit a car. Still a 1-2 count with one out for the Saints. And that is a deep hit, and that will be caught in the outfield by number 3, Evan Thompson. So great job by the Saints so far to get their first 2 outs on the first 2 batters. So see if they can get 3 straight outs here with Jackson Height up at the bat. Boykin winds up, and that will be a line drive right down the middle. Great job by Robbie Boykin. One strike. That will be a ball, so a 1-1 count. As these outfielders might have some balls coming their way today, as Eagles don't get very many hits, but when they do, it's they hit them deep. So that was a great job by Evan Thompson, and let's see if some other outfielders can get some play. So that will be another strike for Height. So 1-2 count for Boykin. And he got a hold of that, and that will be another foul ball.
These guys seem to like to hit a lot of foul balls here.
See if Boykin can get one more strike to get him out. And that may have been a strike, but they called that a ball as Boykin was ready to go to the dugout. And that is a pop fly. And Max Wallace will come down with that one. So Saints get 3 quick outs, and now will be their turn up bat when we come back. And we are back with you, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of the first inning. Saints had 3 straight outs, and they had a great first start to the game as Dugan is up at the plate with Luke Calvert pitching. And that will be 2 balls to start off, as Dugan has been a phenomenal hitter and defensive player. And that will be foul. So that'll be a 2-1 strike for Dugan.
So far, we've seen a lot of foul balls from everybody, which would be interesting if that.
Yeah, they get a hold of the ball. They just get it a little late. That was a perfect pitch from Calverick, as that'll be a 2-2 count. Let's see if he can retire his first batter. And Dugan will strike out. And now number 5, Charlie Knighton, the 8th grader, will come up to the plate. He's the only 8th grader on the team, worked his way up. Great player. Let's see if he can do something big here. Swung at that, was a little late. So that'll be a 0-1 count for Knighton, as the Godwin Eagles are coached by Jacob Earl. Got a fair mixture of freshman and sophomore, so a lot of great young talent on the team. So that'll be a ball for Knighton. So it'll now be a 1-1 count with 1 out. Both teams have had a slow start so far. As Knighton puts that right down the middle. Godwin stumbles it, catches it, and that will be an out. So that's 2 quick outs for Godwin.
These first 2 innings have been moving really quickly.
Still the first inning.
No. They've been moving quick.
And up to bat is number 12. Sterling Austin, excuse me. He'll start off with a 0-1 count.
Oh,
He almost gets hit, but he ducked. Good awareness by Austin. It'll be a 1-1 count with 2 outs remaining in the bottom of the first. Now it'll be another ball for Calvert. Calvert winds up, throws it, and gets Austin to swing. Was there a little late. So that would be a 2-2 count for Austin. Calvert might be able to put him away here. That'll be a foul ball for Austin. So this car's on the right side. Better be careful because a ball might end up in the windshield.
very true. Yeah. It's a liability. You don't want to be in that no parking zone.
And that'll be another strike as Calvert sends that one right down the middle. So Saints started off to a great start, and the Eagles have started off to a great start. So at the end of the first inning, 0-0, and we'll be right back with you for the start of the second. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with you. I am Aubrey Bowles alongside Nico Pava. In the first inning, both teams were scoreless as pitchers were both fantastic.
Oh, there's a good
As number 20, McCaleb Crayer, starts off the second inning with a nice line drive out to center field. And that'll be the first on base hit for either team. Excuse me, our camera is having some difficulties.
Bit of a shoddy setup in here. A little crowded. Have to excuse us for that one.
As Kaler will now advance to second after a bad pitch and a bad catch by Lenoy, and Boykin. Little miscommunication by them. So we have 1-0 count. Make that a 2-0 count for Boykin, as Andreas Antasio is up at the plate. So 1 on second. As Antasio will have some more time for batting. That was Carreras. Tricky on base. You never know when he's going to steal or not. So that was a right down the middle. Great pitch by Boykin to make it a 3-1 count. See if he can throw another strike and make it a full count. And that was a strike. So he does send it into a full count. Let's see if Boykin can get the first out of the inning right here. And that will be a foul ball down the left side.
It's like the 10th foul ball we've seen so far.
It looked like it might have hit a car. Boykin, see if he can retire his first batter.
Oh,
and that will go straight behind us.
It's going to go into St. Christopher's Road and hit the side of a car. A white Beamer, to be exact.
Yeah, these cars, you got to be careful out here.
Yeah, it's a nice car, too. Hopefully there's no liabilities.
That'll be a great hit from Antasio as he hits it down the left side. And he will stay at first as Carrera advances to third. So we have people on first and third with Darren Capps up at bat. So after Godwin started off cold in the first inning, they have really lit it up in this one.
Yeah, they seem to be in a really good place right now.
As Boykin gets him to swing, so we have an 0-1 count with 0 out still. As Boykin is still looking to get his first out of the inning. And he and Coulter Illinois will have a chat. They're not liking what they see, and they will get back to their respective positions. Let's see if the change they made will work. That'll be a strike as Antastios steals a base. So there will now be a runner on second and third with Capps at bat with an 0-2 count. And now he is out of here. So Boykin gets his first out. And now number 8, George Gustafsson, is now at bat, and I am very sorry if I am pronouncing some of these names incorrectly. So that'll be a foul ball for Gustafsson. So 0-1 count. That would be a ball for Gustafsson. Excuse me, that was a strike.
Hopefully these 2 strikes will give Boykin some momentum to keep a clean slate.
So 0-2 count. Let's see if he can retire this batter again. And that'll be another foul ball.
That is now in a driveway.
As Godwin started off great its first 2 bats, it's really struggled these last 2. So now it moves to a 1-2 count. Or excuse me, 2-2. Boykin winds up and he gets him swinging. So that will be 2 outs for Boykin. Let's see if he can keep the score 0-0 and not let any of the 2 batters on base come home.
Yeah, number 20 has been riding that third base for a couple minutes now. And, you know, he's been sitting there for 2 outs, and he's relying on this guy to get a run.
So that was a great pitch by Boykin. And it'll be pitcher against pitcher as Luke Calverick is up at bat. And he has a 1-0 count. And he hits that one nice. That was right down the left side.
Oh, gets fumbled a little bit.
And he sends home 2 runs. So great 2 RBIs by Calverick. As number 12 is up, Trent Pulliam.
Saints are really going to need to get an out quickly.
As he hits that one, and that will, as Max Wallace fumbles it, and he gets it straight to Clark. So Boykin will get 3 outs, but after Godwin scores 2 runs. So let's see if the Saints can match it in the bottom of the second. And we are right back with you as Godwin just had a monstrous inning. Scored 2 runs. And now Boykin is up at bat for the Saints as he has his first strike. So it'll be a 0-1 count for Boykin. Calverick hit a single off of Boykin, and he had 2 RBIs. And so let's see if Boykin can get some revenge right here. That was a nice hit by Boykin, and he will not get there in time.
Very unfortunate. That was a great hit. It's too bad that he didn't get there in time.
So Godwin gets their first out as Clark will be up at bat, the first baseman. Clark swung a little late, as that'll be the first strike for Clark. Now it'll be a ball. So a 1-1 count as Calvert has done a stellar job of pitching so far. And that'll be a 2-1 count for Clark. As Adam Clark is a stellar first baseman. And that will be another ball, as it'll be a 3-1 count. Let's see if Clark will be walked or not. Calvert winds up, and that will be a foul, so that will be a 3-2 count. So now it'll be a full count for Clark with 1 out.
Everybody seems to be swinging a little bit late in this game.
And he struck out. He thought that was a walk. That was a strike, so Godwin has 2 outs as Chase Baylor is now up for bat. That'll be a ball to start things off. Baylor, the freshman. And he gets a load of that one. So third baseman picks it up, and he gets it there just in time. So the Eagles get 3 outs with no runs and no hits. And it'll be the Saints' turn next in the top of the third.
Where even is the...
So the second inning was a great one for the Eagles, and the Saints scored 0 runs as the Eagles scored 2. As Boykin gets things started with a strike on number 14, Kyle Berkeley.
8-1-4.
And that
It's a
was
good hit.
great
Oh,
hit.
right past.
Almost hit Boykin. Now be a single for Berkeley.
It was really solid. It flew right past Wallace.
Perfect. Oh my God.
He's able to get enough time in to get to first base.
Bro, it's already been 30 minutes.
Be very good for the Saints.
That's not. So these games, that's like an hour and a half. They usually last like 2 hours. That's some bullshit, dude. I want to kill somebody.
As Berkeley thought about stealing, but stayed on first. As Boykin was ready. Rose and Berkeley will try and steal
Whoa.
as he gets hit with the pitch, and he is shaken up after that.
Oh, was that a ball? What was it? Hey, what's the count? Hook me up here, Blue. What's the count, big man?
Yeah, would that count, please?
Count. Count me up. Is that a ball?
Count me up, right? Oh my God. For Christ's sake. Oh.
All right, we're having some camera problems over here. Please excuse that.
Boykin, and that will get a hack as Thompson is waiting for it and falls right in his glove. That was a great catch by Thompson, as that will be his second out on the day. So that will be 2 outs for the Saints. Boykin winds up, and that was right in the box. So that will be a strike for Boykin on Jackson Hiat.
Now getting an advanced view of the
And Hiat will ask for some time to get some couple practice swings in, as he might be the last batter for the Eagles in this inning, as Boykin will be looking to strike him out. And that was another perfect pitch, as that will be an 0-2 count. Let's see if Boykin can finish him off right here. And that'll be a ball, so it'll be a 1-2 count. Should be a huge momentum shift for the Saints if they could get 3 outs right here with 0 runs scored.
Dude, I've carried today.
Sumo has carried.
Yeah, I'm carried, dude.
I'm independent. I'm just
You're on your phone half the time looking at Cole Anthony. I'm grinding every day.
My job is to patrol.
Dinger.
And that will be another ball.
Who is the most incompetent out of everybody?
It's a 2-2 count. They start off 0-2. He's gone 2 straight balls. So let's see if he can change that right here with another strike.
Why do you hate him so much?
And he gets a load of that one, as Thompson gets it to Clark, who stumbles. And that will be a single for Hiat, as there is a runner on first and third. And number 20, Caleb Carreras up at bat. So Saints need 1 more out. And it'll be their turn at bat.
Is that straight, Lenore?
Get to deal with this every day?
Yes.
sorry.
These suck, Evan. These are actually.
Now I know why they're
As Boykin and Lanoy had a chat. Let's see if they can get things going here and get this last out they need.
Let's go. Yes, that's not.
As Coulter, Lanoy just there's that one past second base, and another run will be scored. So that was another miscue by the Saints, and the Eagles now lead 3-0.
Is that a ball?
starting to look a little down for the Saints. Hopefully they'll get some momentum back and turn this game around a little bit.
So it'll be a 1-0 count for number 20, Caleb Carrere. There's a runner on second. That'll be a strike. So now a 2-1 count for Boykin. Let's see if he can get 2 more of those and strike out Carrere for the 3rd out. Because I know the Saints are eager to get back on the field and tie this thing up. Carrere takes some time. Now he is ready to bat. Took a half swing, but
He's throwing a little too many balls.
count is 3-1. Just needs one more ball to walk him. And
It's a
now will be
foul.
a full count
Almost hits a moving vehicle.
for Carrere. Let's see if Boykin can get Carrere out this time. Winds up. And that will pop up. And let's see if Wallace, and he catches it.
Walls has had like 3 of those. Very high shots. High high hits. So
And excuse me, that was only 1 out, so now it's 2 outs as the scoreboard read it wrong. So they only need 1 more out now. That would be a great bunt. That was a great bunt by number 11, Andreas Antasio.
it definitely worked in his favor. It didn't go south. And he made it to
So
first
now
base.
there will be a runner on first and third with 2 outs. And Darren Capps is now up to bat. That'll be a strike for Boykin, so a 1-0 count. Winds up. And get it
Oh,
to first as Clark fumbles it but catches it. So that will be 3 outs for the Saints, and now it will be their turn to bat and hopefully tie this thing up in the bottom of the second, or excuse me, third. And we are back with you, ladies and gentlemen, for the bottom of the third, as Lanoy will be up to bat, the catcher.
Get large filter. Wait, is that thing filter?
Let's see if Coach Lanoy can start things off well for the Saints, as they are currently down 3-0. And he starts things off with a strike. So Calverick is certainly doing his job on the mound. Let's see if the Saints batters can start doing it at the plate. As Lanoy gets a hold of that one and sends it down the right field line as he sprints to second. He will get there, and that is just what the Saints needed.
That was a very good hit, and he hit it perfectly. It barely stayed in, but it barely went out, or it didn't go out. So he was able to get 2 bases on that.
It's a great double for Lanoy. And Gathright will come in now.
Get me big, David.
And now Johnson will be up on the plate.
Little Dave. Yes, sir, Dave. Break his neck, baby. Dinger.
And now will be a foul ball for Johnson. So 0-1 count.
David's my boy, though.
I just need you while I'm announcing them that you need to shut
So let's go, David. Dinger incoming.
Now it'll be a 1-1 count. So see if the Saints can really get some runs on the board after Illinois' double.
Not on anything. I take 5 minutes in the morning. Sorry, I'm on that. No, I kept laughing too.
Now it'll be a strike. So now a 1-2 count.
I'm glad I have to see.
Johnson needs to be careful here.
I'm laughing too. I don't laugh.
Who's your favorite sophomore?
Maybe David, honestly.
He's not even.
Now will be a foul ball.
No, he's not. David who? Wait, that's strike 3.
Still a 1-2 count for Johnson.
David, give me big still.
As Calverick is looking to get his first out
Stop.
of the inning.
I'll be there probably.
And he will get it as Johnson will walk back to the dugout and Max Wallace will step up to the plate.
That was an out, bro.
So you want to strike me? I can't do my job. I can't believe David struck out, dude.
Now it'll be a strike for Wallace as Calverick has got back in his groove, it seems like.
We've seen Wallace catch make a lot of good catches in the outfield, and it'll be interesting to see him finally go to bat now, see what he can do.
And he gets that one as Gathright goes to third, and Wallace will be out at first. So that'll be 2 outs for the Saints. And Dugan will be up at bat. I think that's exactly who they want up at bat. Dugan is a very strong hitter as they have a runner on third. So let's see if they can send it home and get some runs on the board. And Dugan starts off with a strike. And he gets Dugan swinging late, so that'll be a 0-2 count.
Dude, this literally, you could get a run. Or you can go down the street.
Calhoun strikes him out. He could save a possible run. That'll be a ball as Gathright thought about stealing home, but luckily for the Eagles, the ball was just at home plate.
Dugan struck out earlier at the very beginning of the game, so this is kind of shot of redemption. See if he can get some bases and maybe send Gathright home.
And that'll be a ball, so that'll be a 2-2 count.
Yo, I need that water. I'll pay you.
That'll be another ball, so full count here for Dugan. 3-2. Got a runner on third, none on second or first. So Dugan can hit it and get Gathright home. So that'll be another ball, so Dugan will start heading towards first base, and Charlie Knighton will step up to bat.
It's a good job by Dugan
Get me swole, Charlie.
to not swing on those balls and get to first.
What's going on? I can't see. Dude, can I leave?
Cyril, what do you think of Charlie Cole?
He's alright.
Calverick was trying to throw Dugan out at first, but Dugan slid just in time.
Alright, he's kind of pissing me off right now.
What?
Give me a iced with lemon. Dinger.
As Dugan looks to steal second, and he will. Great job by Dugan with the speed,
He got a little
as
lucky
the
there.
second baseman just couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah, he got a little lucky there that he dropped it, because if he didn't, that would have been game over for Dugan.
So
But
now Saints have runners on second and third with Knighton up at bat, the 8th grader. And that will be a ball, so a 1-1 count.
Think of Auburn goals.
Alright, Leo, you have to be completely honest. Of everyone in SID, am I your least favorite?
This season?
Yeah.
That'll be another ball, so a 2-1 count.
Do you like Lee Nolan?
So if Calverick walks, Knighton, bases will be loaded for Sterling Austin to come up at bat. So the Saints will definitely have a shot of getting some runs if Knighton gets on base. And he nails that one as it gets past the bases. And Saints will score 1 as Gathright comes home. Dugan stays on third. And Knighton goes to first. So Saints cut the deficit to 2 as a great base hit by Knighton.
That was very well done, and now Sterling Austin will come up at bat, and hopefully he can send, at least send Dugan home, and maybe Knighton will get there too.
Yeah, he makes your life miserable. If I were you, I wouldn't have talked to you the way he does. No, you gotta stay up miserable. His Seth laughs a lot, didn't like Auburn
Sammy
sucks,
straight
Seth
buns at
did.
basketball. Kids suck.
A lot of the other kids suck.
As Sterling nails that one down center field, and it will be
Oh.
caught by the outfielder. So that'll be 3 outs for the Saints. They get 1 run. Let's see if they can keep the Eagles at 3 and are way back. Thank you all for joining us for the start of the fourth inning as Saints find themselves down 3-1 as Knighton had a RBI at the bottom of the third to send Gathright home. And Dugan was on third, but unfortunately Sterling Austin hit one straight down the center of the field and was caught. So the Saints only scored 1 run as Boykin has started things off well for the Saints with an 0-2 count. On number 8, George Gustafsson. And that will be a ball. So a 1-2 count. Gustafsson grips it and rips it as he stays at first. So he turns that 0-2 count into a single as number 2, Luke Calveric, will now be up at the plate. And Dugan tries to throw Gustafsson out at first, but he is too quick. So he will stay at first. And that would be another bunt.
Oh,
As Clark could not handle that one. And thankfully no one advanced. So Gustafsson goes to second. And Calverick goes to first. And there are still 0 outs. Top of the fourth. And Trent Pulliam is now up at bat. And he will take some time to get a couple practice swings in before Boykin's pitches start coming his way. That will be a ball.
So I'm probably that trigger a little bit. I still know saying I was set, so I guess that triggered a little. That's really it.
Zone whoop. You kind of just like ride.
Yeah.
Boykin tries to get him out at second, and he accidentally hits him in the back.
Hey, let's get back to the game, please.
second time somebody's been hit on second base. Very ironic.
And it's kind of hard to throw it because the base runner's kind of standing in the way.
Yeah.
So who's your least favorite in SID?
And he gets Pulliam swinging.
Who's yours?
So that'll be a 1-1 count. 0 outs. Runners on first and second.
I've been disagreeing on this.
Why do you not like Sammy?
Sammy or Lee?
Sammy.
That'll be a 2-1 count as that was a ball.
Sammy's vicious. It's kind of.
Yeah, you gotta fight that. What do you mean to do? Like, don't let him push you around.
Dude, y'all, I guess y'all don't hear what I say.
So a 2-2 count for Boykin. Let's see if he can strike out the first batter of the inning and get the momentum going for the Saints. As Pulliam hits that one straight to Dugan. So Saints get their first out of the inning.
That was a good catch by Dugan.
As runners are still on first and second. And now Kyle Berkeley will be able to bat again as the rotation starts up again.
I want to sit down again. So we finish the inning. Like, signal's like cool now, but like sometimes like you just don't get it. You know? Like
Boykin thought about it, but kept himself from throwing, but still had Gustafsson sliding. That'll be a 1-1 count. See if Boykin can get his mojo going again. And that would be a ball just outside the box.
Thank you.
And he nailed that one, high ball. And Max Wallace was looking for it, and they just could not hang on to it. And now bases will be loaded for the Eagles as number 21, Chance Muir, is up at bat. So let's see if he can do something special here as the bases are loaded with only one out.
Opportunity for a grand slam here. Very unlikely. However, still possible.
That'll be a so a 1-0 count for Muir. It's the ump's call time. That was a great pitch from Boykin right down the line. So it'll be a a 1-1 count. That'll be a 1-2 count.
They're his friends and you're like when I was like doing like the
So let's see if Boykin can
on the back of the head, it's just like
retire another batter here.
oh yeah, he's not.
And that came straight to us.
Camera almost loses balance.
I'm leaving in about 5 minutes. Why? So I gotta go.
No.
Headache medicine for feeling pain. Dude, I don't know, really. The heat. Because it's heat.
So that almost hit Muir.
What was that?
Well, outside the box. It is now a 2-2 count. That almost hit him again. And it did hit him, so he will walk as Gustafsson comes home. And they
Still have loaded bases. And a new batter.
it is now a 4-1 lead. With one out, bases loaded. With Jackson Hiot up at bat.
You want me to go home? Sick. Need to go get Chipotle, eat, and go to bed.
Similar, don't you have homework? He's already going. Like, they don't. Evan, where are you going?
I already have a bid.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And I've already got a bid, so they want me to join.
Evan,
Get him out of there, dude. We are losing.
Evan, where are you going? Nice.
As Sterling Austin, they have made a pitching change, and Sterling Austin will now come into pitch. And he will get warmed up.
This is the first we've seen him pitch today. So maybe he can make a difference in the play style.
This was the first pitching change today, as Godwin is still going with Luke Calvert.
Sit, bro.
If they asked me to do some weird gay shit like that, I would. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Sit, bro. Are you ever gonna do
We're back with you as Sterling Austin has replaced Robbie Boykin on the mound. As Godwin is up 4-1. And that would be a 1-0 count for Hiot.
Zimmer, what's your GPA?
And Sterling just throws that right out. As number 2, Luke Calveric comes home after that missed pitch by Austin. So it'll be a 5-1 lead. It's 5-1.
That was a pretty unfortunate play. A lot of errors were made there.
That'll be a
Hopefully the
strike
Saints-
for Austin.
Hopefully the Saints will stay away from errors like that in the future.
That'll be a 3-1 count. Dude, it's 5-1.
You're gonna have to change.
I don't know how to. No score again, dude. The base is loaded. Base is loaded. Just give him a chance.
As he gets a load of that one. And he will get him out, but not before number 14, Kyle Berkeley, scores. So that will be a 6-1 lead now for the Eagles.
The Eagles are doing very well today. In terms of their runs, this inning has been a really good one for them.
What's your GPA, Simon?
Very
Saints
solid.
have 2 outs as Caleb Carrera comes up.
Your IQ is lower than your GPA.
4-2.
Yeah.
What?
You take any APs?
Yeah.
It's easy to get 3. 4s. Like, it's
Okay,
not hard to
Simon.
get 4.
Well, I have C's now, like, and an incomplete because I just don't do it.
1-0 count for
Can you get to good college?
Rare.
B's and C's? B's and A's?
That'll be another ball, so a 2-0 count with runners just on third.
Oh, yeah, because you go to St. Chris. F's. Welcome. That's like...
And that will be a strike, so a 2-1 count. Now for Carrera.
I like a 4-4.
And that will be a 2-2. So let's see if Swa can.
What do you have with Darren?
You had what?
Right now?
I don't know.
That's like really good though.
And that will be
What is
3 outs for the Saints.
Really good pitching from Sterling Austin.
And now the Saints will get their chance to put some runs up on the board and hopefully cut the deficit. And we'll be right back with you for the start, or excuse me, at the bottom of the 4th. Jake Flippin is now up to bat to start the bottom of the fourth. And Calvert starts things off with a strike. Calvert winds up and
A foul ball.
gets a hold of that one, but that will be a foul ball for Flippin. That will now be an 0-2 count. That'll be a ball, so a 1-2 count. This Calvert has still been exceptional today, only allowing 1 run. And Adam Clark will now be up to the bat as Calvert sends Flip into the dugout. So 1 out for the Saints, and Clark will now be at bat.
Dude, I'm about to pass out of dehydration.
I actually am too. Like, I'm not kidding.
Go get us some water, McKenna. Be responsible, guys, and I'll do
And Clark just sends that one right
Oh, wow.
into the outfielder's glove, so that will be 2 outs.
Looks easily caught by the outfield.
So Saints have 2 outs. As Calvert has just not let any of the
Hey, Simro, you wanna come with me?
The Saints have a good hit
I don't know where the hell.
as he hits that one. It gets past, and that will be foul. So Baylor will be coming back to the plate.
My butt's moist, dude. Oh my god, guys. Y'all are so hard to deal with. Anybody coming? No.
So it'll be a 0-1 count. Chase Baylor, base hit,
Ooh.
and he will
He's
get there just a
definitely
little
out.
late, so that will be 3 outs for the Saints as Godwin allows 0 runs in the 4th inning, and we'll be right back with you for the top of the 5th. As Austin winds up, and that'll be a ball. Start things off. So 1-0 count. He gets that one and it falls right into, and he will be out. So great play by the Saints.
It's another out for Clark.
Up to bat is number 12, excuse me, number 22, Darren Capps. He's had a phenomenal day hitting today. And Swall just puts heat on that one as Capps was a little late. He puts that one on the ground. Might be the same exact play, and it will. And he will be out, so same 2 plays for the Saints.
These are 2 quick outs.
Same result. That's 2 quick outs for the Saints.
If the Saints can get a clean top of the 5th, then that's just what they need to get rid of the deficit.
That'll be a ball for George Gustafson, as Gathright is now replacing Lanoy. And that'll be a foul ball, so a 1-1 count.
Hey, let's talk about right here, kid.
And that is a ball, as he thought about it, but refrained himself. So now it'll be a 2-1 count. Now a 3. It's a 3-1 count. And he nails that one downfield as Dugan will chase it down, and he won't get there. So that'll be a base hit for Gustafson, as he has had one heck of a day.
That's true. He's had a lot of good hits and all sorts of stuff going on today. So he's been doing well for his team.
Now number 2, Luke Calveric, who's had an outstanding day pitching and hitting. Really getting done on both sides. So that is another miscue for the Saints. So Gustafson advances to second with 1 ball for Calveric. And he swung. Now it'll be a 1-1 count. Now it would be a 2-1 count, as that was just a little outside the box. Now it would be a 2-2 count, as Swall just snuck it in there.
What are you gonna do with these kids?
Let's see if Swall can strike him out here.
I didn't
That is
touch
a
it.
great
I don't know
hit.
what happened.
Calveric didn't get there in time, and that was a great throw. And that'll be 3 out for the Saints. Great job from the Saints to keep the Eagles scoreless at the top of the 5th. Let's see what the Saints can do at the start of the bottom of this 5th. We are right back with you all for the start of the bottom of the fifth, as Saints kept the Eagles scoreless at the top of the fifth. So see if they can get some runs here as Gathright is up to bat, and that will be a one pitch count.
Cannot find any water anywhere. Maybe somebody want one.
Go get me a water.
Now it'll be a 1-1 count for the Saints. This Calvert is just not allowing any hitters to even get a chance to hit off his pitches. And that'll be a ball, so that'll be a 2-1 count now.
Having some minor camera difficulties again. It's a good song.
And that pitch was right down the middle. Fell right in the catcher's mitt. So that'll be a 2-2 count for Gathright up at the plate.
There's literally no water anywhere.
And he had him swinging, and Gathright is not happy about that one. So that'll be 1 out
Hey, what up, Big Dave? Give me a hand for you, Big Dave.
for the Saints, and now David Johnson. He's up at bat, the freshman. See if he can do something big here for the Saints.
Yeah, this kid's in my advisory.
And that ball just had some heat on as that was right down the line.
That's some funny English on, you know?
David Johnson also struck out earlier, so hopefully he can make an impact this time around. It's just what his team needs right now.
Where that?
Dude, I actually have like a brain like tumor.
That almost hit Johnson,
My
but
headache is so bad right now.
he got out of the way just in time, and that'll be a 1-1 count for the Saints with 1 out. And that'll be a 2-1 count now as that ball hit the ground just before it got to the plate. Saints have only had 3 hits on the day, only scoring 1 run, and now it'll be a out, so a 2-2 out.
Luke Calvert has had a really solid pitching game today. He's only allowed 1 run with his outfield team.
And that will be a full count for Johnson with 1 out. The bottom of the 5th. Eagles lead 6-1. That was a high pitch, and Johnson will start heading over to first base, and now Wallace is up to bat. Wallace has been a key part of this team. It's really great when they need him.
This is Wallace's second time up at bat. He's also had a lot of good catches today, so see what he can do.
And that almost hit Wallace, as he calls that a strike, as Wallace had to move out of the way. So that call was questionable.
Yeah, very questionable at least.
Thought about throwing Johnson out at first, but he stays there.
Good for him, man. Where's Seth going to college?
Probably West Virginia.
As Wallace pops that one up in the center field, and Godwin tracks it and falls in his mitt. As Saints now have 2 outs with Dugan up at bat. 0 on base. 0 run score this inning. Let's see what Dugan can do.
Yeah, he's been up bat a couple times today too. He had a really solid hit last time he was up at bat, and he got everyone to first and third, excuse me. So he did a great job at that earlier.
I don't think Mevins makes it to 4 years old.
I don't think that regardless of the heart issues.
No, I think he pisses someone off and they kill him.
Again, they try and throw Johnson out at first, but it's just too quick.
Yeah, he's quick. Quick boy. I know.
Now be a strike.
I'm losing my mind, actually, dude. Like, no, after this, I'm going over there to get a sip of water. Like that. I need it.
0-1 count for Dugan. Now be a 1-1 count.
I'll drink 80.
See Coach Thomas and Coach Mayer on first and third.
Yeah, by himself.
Dugan gets a hold of that one, falls right in Calverick's mitt, and he gets Dugan out with ease. So that'll be 3 quick outs for the Saints. And we'll see what the Saints baseball team can do at the start of the 6th.
Bottom of the 5th.
And the game has found itself at the top of the 6th as Austin is on the mound going up against Trent Pulliam with a 1-0 count. Excuse me, 0-0 count, and that'll be a 0-1 count. Now it'll be a 0-2 count. And Swall is coming out early with some pitches. Excuse me, some strikes. He's holding that one, and that falls right into Clark's mitts. That was a great play by Clark. Stuck his arm out just in time to get that ball. So the Saints start off really well with 1 out. Pulliam just didn't even get a chance to hit. And Swall continues with his strikes, as that'll be a 0-1 count.
Swall seems to be performing a lot more consistently than Boykin was at the end of his shift per se. So hopefully he can keep it up, keep the Saints moving in a good direction at least.
Now be a 1-1 count as Kyle Berkeley is up at the plate. Now it'll be a 2-1 count as Swell started off with some strikes and now has thrown some balls. Excuse me, it'll be a 3-1 count. And he gets a load of that one. That will be a foul ball, so full count, 3-2. He gets a load of that one
Pretty good hit.
as he will be safe, as Max Wallace was a little late getting that to Clark at first base. So Berkeley is safe at first with 0 outs, or excuse me, 1 out. Berkeley goes to second, and he will be safe, as Gathright was a little to the right of the bag. So Godwin has really been able to steal some bases, as the catcher's throws have been a little off today. He
That's a
gets a hold of
solid
that
hit.
one, and that will land right for Dugan. And what a throw by Dugan. And that was just off. So the Saints get 1 out, but Berkeley advances to third.
That was a solid catch by Dugan and a solid throw. Fortunately, he wasn't able to get out whoever's on third base, but it's a great attempt.
So the Saints have 2 outs. Godwin has 2 outs. A man on third. And Jackson here just picked up a strike. And that'll be another one. See if Swa can get another strike right here. And that'll be a 0-2 count still, as that was a foul ball. And that will be another foul ball. Swall still looking for his third strike, and he will get it. It's a great inning by Sterling Austin to allow 0 runs. And now it'll be the Saints' turn up at bat when we come back. as Godwin will now be up on the mound as Luke Calvaric will take a rest, and number 6, Brant Bedner, will come in to replace him as Calvaric had an exceptional game. Only allowed 1 run and 3 hits. Coach has to be pretty proud with his performance. Charlie Knighton is up at bat. That will be a ball. So a 1-0 count for Knighton. That would be a 2-0 count as Bednar is still trying to get comfortable.
As you were walking out the door, you said, I'm coming back. Say that.
That'll be a strike, so now a 2-1 count. Looks like Bednar might be getting into the rhythm.
Hoping to see.
That'll be a 1-2 count.
Hoping to see Knighton get a solid hit. He's the only 8th grader on the team. It'd be pretty cool to see him do something significant for his team.
He's a good kid.
Just Knighton gets a hold of that one, and the outfielder catches it with ease, so that will be 1 out.
We have Swa up here.
As Austin is now up at the plate. Saints batters have really struggled today, because Calvaric and now Bednar have been playing exceptionally well for the Eagles.
You said, dude, as you walked out the door, you said, I'm coming back. So I don't know what else to say. That's pretty clear.
That'll be a strike for Bednar again, as that will be 3 strikes in a row. Excuse me, not in a row.
Regardless, you walked out of the door saying you were coming back. We made eye contact and you said, I'm coming back. I told you to leave.
And that'll be a 1-1 count.
Come back.
Are you kidding? Who did that?
It's the bottom, no, top of the 6th. So you've got almost 2 full innings. Yeah, just pull a U. Alright.
Is he coming back?
Yeah.
That is a 2-1 count. We're having trouble with the camera. There's a 2-1 count, and that'll be a 3-1 count. He will be walked.
Some people just don't get it.
Up the bat, what you need to take one with them.
As Swaz on first, and Flippin gets a hold of that.
Ooh.
And it's a great base hit. I
Ooh.
see they just throw Sterling Austin. So So the Saints now have runners on first and second as Clark is now up to bat.
The Saints are finally getting good hits now. Should give them some good momentum. Maybe they'll start getting runs.
That'll be a ball. So Saints have really started to step up this position, or excuse me, this inning, as that will now be a 1-1 count with 1 out. That'll be another strike, so that'll be a 1-2 count. So that just floated right on in. That'll be a foul ball. That one straight towards the fence. And that'll be a 1-2 count.
See if Clark can get these bases loaded. Or maybe just get them a straight run.
The Saints have 4 hits to the Eagles' 10. So the pitching by the Eagles has just been very great. So Adam gets a hold of that one. And they will get it right to first base before Adam could get there, but he let the runners advance to second and third. And now Chase Baylor is up with 2 outs for the Saints. That'll be a strike again for Bernard. Excuse me, Bednar. So 0-1 count. 2 outs left. Now it'll be a 0-2 count as he swings that one foul. So this is very crucial for the Saints. They want to score some runs. And that'll be another foul ball for Baylor as he keeps that an 0-2 count. Bednar has really been proving himself in this inning.
See if Baylor can hit something.
And he gets him swinging,
That'd
as
be
that will be 3 outs for the Saints. And now in the bottom of the 6th as we come back for the top of the 7th. We are back with you for the start of the 7th inning as Caleb Carrere is up at bat. And Swag gets a strike. That one was way outside. Now it'll be a 1-1 count. And that'll be a foul, so that'll be a 1-2 count. Let's see if Sterling could get his out. Oh, he had a duck, and that would be a strike. I see a duck for that, so that was very questionable.
Swa should be a little more careful. But overall, I think he's been really consistent with his throwing, and he's done a really good job in preventing runs. Sorry.
And let's see if the Saints can get this one as it's up high. And they will, as Braxton Page comes down with that one. Great job by Page. And now will be 2 outs. And now that'll be a 0-1 count. For Swallows, he needs 1 more out. And he gets a let of that one. That will pop up. And Page looks like he will get another one. So Page has been on the spot for 2 outs.
Yep. He's done a good job of catching and not dropping.
We are now headed to the bottom of the 7th. And let's see what the Saints can do. And we are back with you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. We are now at the bottom of the 7th. Eagles are winning 6-1 as Luke Gathright is up at bat. And he gets that one as a shortstop, makes a great play. And that will be an out for the Saints as Eagles only need to get 2 more. And the game will be over. And now Caleb Correa is now pitching. So Eagles have now pitched 3 different pitchers. And that'll be a ball for Correa.
I could really go to Chipotle right now, though.
That'll be a strike, so a 1-1 count for Johnson.
Did he turn around? Is it a 1-1 count?
Johnson's had a number of pretty good hits today.
That'll be another strike, so now a 1-2 count as Correa is just throwing straight gas.
He's a nice closer.
And that will be a ball, so a 2-2 count. A little high. And Johnson swung and missed. So that'll be 2 outs for the Saints as number 2, Jamie Boyd, is up at bat.
I'm out of here.
And the Eagles only need 1 more out to close the game. Or excuse me, Braxton Page is up at bat. Sorry about that, my bad. My bad.
What is he gonna do? It's like a motherfucking swing.
As Page gets swinging, so that'll be a 1-1 count. That'll be a 1-2 count. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. And he only needs 1 more out, and that will be a ball, so a 2-2 count, as that just got away from the catcher. And that will be the game, as Eagles will win, or have won, 6-1. Great game by both teams. Thank you all for joining us. I am Aubrey Balls alongside Dika Pava, and we hope you have a great night. Thank you.